The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, kids say the darndest thing, and what is the meaning of the expression 41? Why South Carolina Shrimpers are filing a lawsuit, and why are we planning to go back to the moon now? And school spends $50,000 to find out what that smell is. Well, shit. All this and much, much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive, and for the next 60 minutes or so, we'll get you up to date on viral news stories and videos you might have missed over the last several days, or we'll be talking about it here in the upcoming few. So let's dive into it right now. Did you make it? Did you survive? Are you still here? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? If you don't know what I'm talking about the Rapture. The Rapture happened yesterday. Now, we broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. And make sure you follow us over on YouTube. Make sure you follow us over on TikTok and all those other properties that are out there. You can find us as well. And so what I'm saying is, according to Christian TikTok, the Rapture is coming, or came, this past Tuesday. So if you're stuck here on the planet, I guess you didn't make it. And I think the Rapture, if I'm remembering my Rapture theory right, or I'm getting that in the, what's the Jehovah's Witness, that it's only 140,000 people that are allowed to get into heaven. I mean, how many people on this planet? You know, there's 363 million people on this planet, only 140,000. So maybe the Rapture did happen. Are you missing any friends? Have you checked on your friends lately? Well, let's continue with this story. The Rapture supposedly came this Tuesday. They're preparing by selling off their worldly possessions and quitting their jobs and offering Rapture advice. The Rapture is the Christian belief of the end of times. There's a definition for it. Both living and dead believers will ascend into heaven to meet Jesus Christ and the second coming, according to Britannica. So it's not just the living, too. It's also the dead. So everyone just laying in, coffins and stuff waiting to go. What about people that were cremated? How are they going to go? It'll be one big dust cloud, I guess. And how this all started was on June 17, 2025, a South African pastor shared his vision of the Rapture on the I've Been Through the Most podcast. Because, we're going to take his advice. In the viral YouTube video of the podcast, Pastor Joshua Malakia, let's go with that, made some claims that he saw Jesus returning to the earth on the Jewish New Year's, Rosh Hashanah, which began at sundown on Monday, September 22nd, of this year. Get those dates right. He probably got them wrong too. That's why the Rapture didn't happen. The Rapture is upon us, he says, whether you're ready or not. Joshua said, I saw Jesus sitting there on his throne, and I could hear him very loudly and clearly saying, I'm coming soon. He said to me on the 23rd and 24th of September 2025, I will be back to earth. Christian folks began commenting on their YouTube channels, agreeing with him, because everyone knows this preacher guy. This is the first time I've heard of him, and they're going to take his word of advice, and he's over in South Africa. How many live streams are you watching over there? With some saying that their loved ones have also had the same vision as well. Right. This belief has spread through TikToks while people are taking about quitting their jobs, selling off their worldly possessions, and also many asking for their pets will be able to follow them to heaven as they leave their lives behind. First of all, if you're going to heaven, why are you selling shit? Why are you selling your house? Why are you selling your car? Why are you selling all these things for money? Give them away. Go. Take it. It's mine. I don't need this car where I'm going, son. All right, then. So you don't mind if I just get in and drive away? Nope. The Lord and Savior will save me. All right. Peace out. You take off down the road. New Cadillac or something. And some people are even going, hold on, girl, I'll get you. And some people are going as far as preparing their homes for people left behind, like me. So when people that are left behind go in this one TikToker's home, there are stacks of Bibles. Well, I'm going to let her say it, so she can explain a little bit better. So don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. You can see the full-length podcast, and it's all in its entirety over on YouTube. Just search DeaconLive podcast. So here's this lady from the account Stop with the Butthole Cramp. All right. Sounds like a good Christian TikTok page. So here we go. This is what she's saying. She's preparing her home for the missing people after the rapture. So here we go. Oh, switch over to camera 4 so we can see it in real time. So here we go. Here she is.
What did I do today to prepare my home for the people that are left behind? Let me show you.
Here's marshmallows. Here's some s'mores. There's some ramen noodles in the cabinets. It's like an Airbnb type thing. No. Let's see what she's doing.
Got these at the Dollar Tree.
Bibles. She's got Bibles
on here, like little notes. I also bookmarked some.
She's got notes on the books. I'm going to try to see if I can read it.
Scriptures.
All right, hold on. No, I can't read it. But it says basically,
I wrote this.
Hold on. It says basically, here, read this book if you've been left behind. We appreciate you. We love you. And there's like scriptures down below. Turn to this page, page 182 and read this, and 185 to read this. And then she's got a note on the inside of every one of these books.
This in every single one of the books.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully these books end up in the hands of people who will need them. All right. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. So the rapture didn't happen, right? So what do we do now? Who are we blaming? This guy, this preacher, Joshua Malakia, whatever his name is. They caught up with him. He's now taken down that YouTube video. And besides, if you thought the end of the world was near and you really don't have the money, you don't need the money. Okay, so we already discussed that. One of the loudest voices proclaimed this week that we're going to see coming from the rapture was a South African preacher, Joshua, who has now deleted his YouTube live stream. So the man who said on that day of the 23rd, who is God going to pick up, you or me? It appears that, oh my God, is this a stream? Come on, people. I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here. He's got, this is the one that's causing all the commotion. He's got a headset on, just like I have mine on here, but he's got one of those, it looks like a trucker headset. You ever seen over-the-road truckers? Usually the black truck drivers have them because, and you see them walking around the stores and stuff with the headphones on because they're still talking on their phone. And they've got, both ears and stuff. He's got like this trucker Bluetooth headset on. It looks like he's in a small room. There's nothing on the wall. There's a little white square on the back wall. He's got like a pullover, dark blue jersey shirt on. And that's it. There's no like religious background. There's no production value to this. It's just him going, God told me, I'm trying to do South African. God told me that I will be there tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be there. And you can pack up all your stuff and bring your dogs and sell your cars and go on and go on. And he will come with you in like a thief in the night. And all the live bodies and dead bodies who believe in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Only 140,000 of you, or something like that. I think I've got those two religions mixed up, but you get the point. So he's deleted everything. And the amazing part is there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out there that believe this shit. And not the religious thing. Each to his own for that part. I'm talking about this guy says the earth is going to be perished in cinder and brimstone and fire as Jesus, comes and all that stuff. And they go, really? This guy in South Africa, this preacher who has no production value whatsoever on his live stream said this? Wow. I'm going to go on the air right now and say, look, if everyone sends me, that's listening to this show, if everyone sends me $10, I will personally make sure when you die, I will collect your soul, put it in a box, label it heaven, and mail it straight to Jesus. Oh, you have to pay for shipping and handling too, so let's throw $19.95 in there too. Okay, so I promise, you send me $10, I'll put your soul in a box, shipping and handling not included, and I will mail it to Jesus, and he'll get it. We'll do COD or something on that, right? So, all right, guys, be careful what you're believing out there. When we come back, in South Carolina, the local shrimpers that are out there, people fishing for shrimp, I guess that's what they're called. They call fishermen, but they're not fishing. They're shrimpers. They're fishing for shrimp. There's probably got another name for it. But they're suing all the restaurants up and down like Charleston area and all that because of false claims. And what those false claims are, we'll dive into it when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you, and the way you can do that, you can be part of the show, is go over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsors of Deacon Live, and all the other fine programming that comes out of this studio. So go over to prophetradio.com. At the very top of the page says, "Be heard." Your message, your voice could be heard right alongside of us here on the podcast. And we broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Little town called Marshville. That's where we sit. We sit on about 22 some odd acres here. Just me and my wife and my dad. Yep, dad's still around, still hanging in there, doing his thing. And you can be part of the show. You can leave us a message and we'll answer it on the air. You can ask me anything you want too. We've been doing this show for coming up on 12 years now. So any of the episodes that you have questions about, you can get those in and I will answer them right here on the air, and you can be podcast famous. Now, I worked for Home Depot on and off for about 20 years in my youth, 2 youths. And I've seen the evolution of how people steal, how people get away with things, trying to get stuff out the door, they'll switch tags. Now we have self-checkout. Now, part of the self-checkout is they've got cameras on the self-checkout that are looking at you and now looking at your merchandise, and they've got a weighted bag and all that stuff. But right now, this gentleman right here is filing a lawsuit because he's saying that they're collecting his data without his consent. The plaintiff, Benjamin Jankowski, has filed a class action lawsuit against Home Depot on August 1st in the U.S. District Court, alleging violations of the state consumer privacy laws. So this is happening in Illinois. Plural. There's more of them. Jankowski, a regular shopper at Home Depot, claims when he was checking out at the Chicago store on June 22nd of this year, he spotted something he hadn't agreed to, a biometric scan. Now let's see what that actually is. The suit seeks represented in all individuals whose facial geometry was collected while visiting the Home Depot store in Illinois. The case raises a question about the big brands collect and maintain sensitive user data, particularly when these practices may conflict with the consumer protections. Home Depot collecting biometric data. Let's see a little bit more into it. According to Jankowski's lawsuit, the self-checkout register was equipped with a camera and a screen. On that screen, Jankowski saw a green box around his face, indicating that the system was capturing his facial geometry, his biometric information. The practice, he charges, directly violates the state's Biometric Information Privacy Act, or BIPA, because Home Depot failed to obtain customers' information, written consent before collecting the biometric data, or to make its data retention policies public available without when checking out. So what's he expect to get on this? Punitive judgment of $5,000 for each violation of the law. Home Depot is currently operating 76 stores across Illinois, meaning that the potential funds could come out to millions and millions of dollars. What the law says, Illinois isn't the only state who's offering consumer protection for illicit biometric data collection practices. Texas and Washington also have comprehensive biometrics laws, while California, Colorado, New Jersey, and Virginia include the data in their general consumer privacy statutes. According to some cities, such as New York and Portland, New York City and Portland and Oregon, have introduced the biometric laws, privacy ordinance, and so on and so forth. So let's talk about it this way. Where are we at? All right. They're scanning your face. Fine. No problem. You walk into a store. Hey, I always see myself on the screen when I walk into a 7-Eleven or something like that. They're recording that, right? They're recording your image. What's the difference between recording your image and taking the biomechanics of your face or your biometrics of your face? Well, it's each one's personal. Each one's different. They're like fingerprints. Yeah, I know. So is me personally. I'm a human walking fingerprint. You know, there's only one of me, thank God. Some would say. So what's the difference between recording you physically and recording your facial structures and stuff? I think what they're doing is they're not trying to steal your identity or doing anything like that. What they're doing is they're searching and finding out people who they have already designated as thief or thieveries, and people that have been banned or not allowed, or to, you know, people who purchase or might be little under, you know, the legal system as far as buying stuff through a Home Depot at the self-checkout. So they're weeding through them. They're trying to get a hold of them. They're trying to get, oh, here he is again. Here comes James. He's going to get ready to steal that saw and stuff. He's got a 99-cent sticker on a DeWalt drill that doesn't fly right. And they take his biomechanics, and then they can put that in the database system. And if there's an APB out for them, boom, they can go find them. They have it out there now. We just don't know it. And is the lawsuit going to go through? I'm sure there's some. Home Depot's got deep pockets. They're going to get around that real quick, I'm sure, saying that, hey, look, it's no different than walking into a convenience store and you're being recorded when you're in the convenience store. They have closed caption camera warnings on the doors when they slide open, but they slide open so fast you can't see it. You know, you're not paying attention, but it's out there. Someone else who's also going to court are where are we at here? Are the South Carolina Shrimpers. Yes, there is an actual group. On June 13th, the South Carolina Shrimpers Associations filed a federal lawsuit in the District of the South Carolina against 25 Charleston area restaurants. Now, why? Why would you think that shrimpers are filing lawsuits against a restaurant? The shrimpers are accusing the eateries of violation of the Lanham Act and the South Carolina Unfair Trade Practices Act by marketing imported frozen shrimp as wild caught and local, according to ABC News. The amendment complained that the amendment complaint alleged that this shrimp fraud misleads customers and damages the reputation and goodwill of legitimate LowCountry Shrimpers. The quote starts by saying, "We believe when we invite our families and friends to cherish and our cherished guests," can they just drag this out a little bit, please? They need 500 words, right, for the whole essay. "We believe when we invite our family, our friends, and our cherished guests to our beautiful low country, they deserve nothing less than the real authentic thing. In this case, that means our delectable and incomparable wild-caught South Carolina shrimp. And in this case, that means the delectable, incomparable, wild-caught South Carolina shrimp." This is said by the South Carolina Shrimpers Association Vice President Brian Jones. According to the investigation by CD, that's the word C, SEA, capital D, Consulting, the genetic analysts of the shrimp from 44 local eateries revealed that 90% of the restaurants are deceiving the customers. They found 25 establishments to be outright fraudulent for deceiving diners and selling the imported shrimp, which they claim were locally caught. Also, similar CD, it's so weird, studies along the Gulf Coast revealed that shrimp fraud rates are as high as 96% in Tampa Bay and St. Petersburg, Florida, with 2 of the 44 restaurants tested served up truly local shrimp. The Shrimpers Association claimed that these deceptions threaten the integrity of the South Carolina seafood branding and undermine consumer trust for all that. After all, many customers are expecting authentic and local food as advertised. So, the authenticity of food is not the niche. Jesus fucking Christ. The authenticity of seafood is not a niche concern in South Carolina. In 2022, visitors spent over $27 billion across the state, generating $2.6 billion in tax revenue and supported over 257,000 jobs. The Low Country's coastal dining scene is a significant attraction amongst tourists, according to the Columbia State tourism, food and beverage accounts for 20%, and on and on and on, millions and millions of dollars. So what's the next step? Here's what I think. Let's say you've got, what do they say, 44 restaurants, somewhere around there. How much shrimp do 44 restaurants go through? And do that in comparison to the boats. How many boats are going out there? How many pounds and pounds and pounds of quote fresh caught, local, free range, whatever wild caught or whatever they call it. Can they keep up? If you're going to make this stink about, hey, we're out here fishing right off the coast here, right outside your back patio. You can see the boats. We can wave to the customers, hey, this one's for you. And you throw it at them like a hibachi chef. If you cannot keep up with the demand, now I'm not saying they can or cannot, but this is where I'm going. If you want to bring this lawsuit up and you can't keep up with the demand of those 44 restaurants that are open 7 days a week, and you're only out there for how long does a shrimper go out there for? I don't know. Someone will tell me. And you come back and you give them all the shrimp that you got. Now you got to go back out there for another week. Meanwhile, they're feeding off that shrimp. The business does not stop. So can they keep up with it? That's the thing. Are they saying, hey, we've got all this shrimp, we can't supply anyone? No, they're not saying that. What they're saying is these restaurants should be buying from us. Well, if they're going to start buying from you, you better be able to, shit or get off the pot and be able to provide enough shrimp for all these restaurants 7 days a week, including Sundays and all the other stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how that folds out. All right, when we come back, this girl went on a date with this guy. After a couple dates, went to his house and checked in his bathroom. What she found was so weird and unusual, she didn't know how to approach it. So she approached him and asked him straight out, what the hell is this? Why do you have 4 toothbrushes with girls' names on them in your bathroom? And his answer may shock you. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us over on Facebook. The way you do that is search Deacon Live, all one word. And the reason why you're going to do that is because all the different articles that we play here or talk about here on the show, we post them up there on the Facebook feed as well. And if you don't believe all the stories I'm talking about, you can go over there and there's proof, and you can show them with your friends and family, even your enemies. Anyone that didn't make the rapture, you can show it to them, because we're all going to hell anyways, right? We didn't make it yesterday. There's a reason why we're left here today. Maybe we'll just start our own religion now. Earth religion or something about the planet being flat or something stupid like that. Now, this gentleman right here, South Carolina, get your shit together. This gentleman right out of South Carolina, school administrations tend to have their hands full thanks to mischievous students who dream up plenty of different ways to stir up trouble in each of the schools. However, teaching assistant at a high school in South Carolina was allegedly the perpetrator of a string of incidences involving a certain type of spray that led the district of racking up a hefty bill in the attempt to get to the root of the problem. So here we go. Let's find out what this spray was and what happened. It's hard to envy teachers who are tasked with educating younger people, would typically prefer doing literally anything else but just being the subject of a lesson, subject to lessons while cooped up in a classroom. All right, I got that part. So let's get to the beef of the article. Students at West Florence High School in Florence, South Carolina, headed back to their first day of school with a new academic year on July 28th. The campus found itself dealing with a fairly unique issue around 1 month later, as it unmistakably smell of shit began permeating through the classroom and the hallways. According to Local 12, administrators quickly dispatched technicians to examine the gas in the air conditioners and the gas lines, trying to find the odor, which was serious enough to intrude and to induce headaches, nausea, dizziness. The management, Jesus Christ, which was enough to induce headaches, nausea, dizziness, and managed to result a significant disruption in class after it was detected the first time on August 25th. It was continued to be an issue for weeks until it ended up being a mystery when someone seemingly solved it last week after the police arrested 32-year-old teacher's aide named Alexander Lewis, who was charged with disturbing schools and malicious injury to property with the help of a poop spray. Poop in a can. He reportedly bought online before repeatedly deploying it at the high school. What a fucking joke this guy is. The school district said the inspections and cleaning ordered due to the odor cleanup nearly costing them $55,000. And Lewis is being held on bond ahead of the hearing, which he answered to one charges against him on October 1st. So let's see. Is there more on it? Is there a picture of him? Let's see. Where is there a picture of him? Go away. Oh, look at him. God, what a fucking doughboy. White guy, 32 years old, like I said. What a fucking piece of shit he is. He's got, all right, thank you. I don't want to sign up for your newsletter. He looks like he lives in his mom's basement. He's got a beard, receding hairline. Hold on, wait a minute. No, don't look at me. That's not me. Heavier set guy. And let's see. Is there an article on this? Lewis appeared in court where the judge set his bond for over $9,000. The malicious injury to personal property charge would be addressed with a general sessions court on November 19th, with the bond set at $8,000. The charge of interfering with schools would be heard by Florence Magistrate Court on October 15th with a bond of $190 or $1,090. Authorities indicated the additional charge for Lewis against him would be possible. So this guy, it doesn't say why he did it. Does it say? No. He just wanted to be a jackass. What? He just wanted to be an asshole. An asshole he was. So I guess he was playing a poop spray. I've smelt that before. I've gone in. Let's go back to me now. I've smelt that before. Going to like Spencer's Gift or something like that, and I've seen it, and you always smell it. It doesn't. I don't know whose poop that is. It does not smell like poop. It does not smell like shit. He was better off just shitting in a bag and poking air holes in it and let that flow out all over the place. Now, this woman right here was getting ready to take a shit in her new boyfriend's bathroom when she came across this little thing in his by his sink, and says that she came across 4 toothbrushes. Now, this guy lives alone. So why does he have 4 toothbrushes? A woman calls out her date after discovering multiple toothbrushes labeled with women's names in his bathroom. However, his explanation turned out to be an adorable one and a misunderstanding. In the video that has over 518,000 views, TikToker Janae, and it's Comedy with Janae, shows a picture of a cup holding 4 toothbrushes. All right, so where's her TikTok video at? Come on. We've got to find it if we're going to play it, because I want to hear what she has to say. Where's she at? Oh, I hate when they do that. Let's see if we can find her. Is this her? So Janae has 152 followers. She's got to do everything she can. So here she is.
We need to talk about this photo.
Okay.
I went on a date and I asked to use his bathroom.
Right.
And I go in there and on his countertop, you know.
She kind of looks like Jennifer Lawrence's sister or something.
I'm going to check out the toothbrushes. 4 toothbrushes. I'm like, this dude lives alone. Why's he got 4 toothbrushes? And they're all labeled. They have names on them. Sage, Chloe, Crystal, all these chick names.
I don't know any girl named Sage. I might know a girl named Chloe. What was the other one that she says?
4 toothbrushes. And they're all labeled. They have names on them. Sage, Chloe, Crystal, all these chick names.
Okay.
I'm like, what a... Wow. It's like that? Which, my dating life is atrocious.
She rolls her eyes.
Nothing surprises me anymore on the douchery that I find out dating. So I come out and I'm like, so why you got all these toothbrushes with chicks' names on it? He then opens a door and shows me all of his cats. He had 5 cats. This man living alone had 5 cats. And he would brush all their teeth and they're labeled with their names.
Okay, that's not... Is that it? hold on a minute. Let's dissect this, first of all. First of all, he's got 4 toothbrushes. She named 5 cats. She said he had 5 cats. All right, there's strike 1. I don't know what the fucking deal is. One of them doesn't get his teeth brushed, I guess. Like, all right. 2. So he's got toothbrushes each for every single cat. Is he afraid of like cross contamination? 1 toothbrush, all cats. All right. There's a red flag. 3. Am I on 3? Yeah, we'll say 3. 3. You're on a date with this guy and he lives by himself, but he has 5 cats. Okay, that's not too outrageous because I've got cats here, but I'm not a single man. I'm married. So that's not really a red flag. The red flag is you skipped over the whole part where he brushes the cat's teeth and he has separate toothbrushes for each cat. Red flag, screaming fire, red flag. You talk about your dating life being like shit. You're the one who dug this up. You're the one who found this guy. Where'd you find him at? ACPCA or whatever, the Animal Adoption Center or something. And that was and then you were, I understand that completely. Meanwhile, those are the girls that he's got stuffed in the freezer, the deep freezer down in the garage. So I wish you luck out there. Comedian, whatever her name is. Comedy with Janae. That's Janae. So good luck out there with your career. When we come back, more news out of schools. You know, school just started and now all articles are coming out about all the different stuff that's going on in schools. And this teacher right here says kids today are unteachable. They're unteachable. And why is she saying that? Well, whether you agree with her or not, we'll find out. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, all the musical artists that you hear during the podcast here are all independent artists, and they're showing their talents. They're showing their love of music, and we give them a platform to perform and show off their talents, and we give them some support. So we'd love for you to give them some support as well. So when you hear, add them to your playlist, whatever website they have going for them, their TikTok pages, their Facebook pages, and all that, make sure you show them some love. Go out there, listen to their music, download their music, share it with your friends. And for every artist that we've had here on 2025, here on Deacon Live, we have a full playlist over on Spotify. Just search Music Heard on Deacon Live. You can hear all the artists, every single artist that we've had here since the beginning of this year, and you might find some stuff over there. It's a good workout thing. It's good if you're going for a walk or a long drive or something like that. You're just tired of the regular rundown music over there, and you just don't want to hit, shuffle on the same 18 songs that you hear over and over. Go over there, search Music Heard on Deacon Live. There's a gambit, a huge amount of different music over there, and you can take that with you along on your trip. Now, this teacher right here is saying that students are unteachable. Why? Why are they unteachable? Nothing will make you feel older. Let's see. Then the freshman students are now being unteachable, is what the teacher's saying. I've never seen it this bad before. The frustrating high school teacher turned to the internet to vent, saying that half of the freshmen in her class are so far behind academically that they are unteachable. They explain that teenagers are entering high school multiple grades behind academically. Because of that, teachers say day-to-day has become harder and harder and more stressful. They are not alone. Several teachers reported similar experiences, with some arguing that students in higher grades, including seniors, struggle to still read and write. The teacher began saying that students who reach high school with a 3rd grade level of reading and writing are essentially unteachable. The educator then added that had never been this bad before until this year. They're teaching a co-taught class where, according to the teacher, half of the students are developmentally 6 years behind where they should be. My co-teacher is losing their mind, she says. I'm losing my mind, and that reaction makes sense if the kids, they can't understand. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Am I still recording? Am I still doing the right thing? All right. My co-teacher is losing their mind, she said. They're losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. And that reaction makes sense. If half of the kids can't understand the lesson, and then the other half is being held back because they are at grade level, what do you do? Who do you focus on? Do you focus on these dummies over here or the dummies that didn't pass last year? Thousands of teachers have commented on this high school teacher's post for good reason. They are all facing similar difficulties in their classes. One teacher wrote, "You're not alone. I teach an inner city school in Phoenix, and over 90% of our 7th graders are minimally proficient in English." Really? Well, Phoenix, Arizona, they can't speak English? Or can they not conjugate English? You got to be specific there. It's impossible to use grade level curriculum or resources. The gap is just too high for these students, and they will never get the remedial education that would actually work to bridging their academic gaps. It's a bad situation for all. They went on to say, unfortunately, this is what happens when you don't hold students and families accountable for their academic progress. We never retain. We just pass them on to the next teacher. Hopefully, they'll magically catch up. Douglas Fisher, an administration of the Health Science High School and Middle College in San Diego, says that schools are no longer holding kids back if they don't meet the grade levels and benchmarks, and they are doing the entire student body a disservice. He says, we have kids that are on the benchmark knowledge, on our benchmark knowledge assessments, and are scoring at equal of 2nd or 1st grade, even 4th grade. But when students are at such a varied levels when it comes to learning, how can a teacher even create the lesson plan? As other teachers noted, the kids are more than 2 grade levels behind and need extra support and so on and so forth. So here's something I just want to throw out there for you. I'm just speaking off the cuff here. Do you think the pandemic, this is a result of the pandemic? How long were we keeping kids at home? How long were we doing the schoolwork at home? How many parents were, looking at the, great, I got to teach Junior how to fucking read. I can barely fucking read. How do we do that? And this is now that we're full-fledged. I'm assuming we're full-fledged. I don't know of any schools or anything that are not letting kids come back because of the Cordova virus. Everyone should be back in school. Everyone's had a full year, if not more than 1 year, 2 years in the school system. And they're realizing that those, however many years, how many years was that when we were locked up? So 2019, did it last to 2022? So let's say 3 years. 3 years, slowly, but there's maybe two full years where kids were in that developmental stage where they were learning at home. They were learning from, whatever the teacher sent you for your lessons. And now we're paying for it. And do you blame the parents? I blame them as much as I blame the teachers. Because a lot of parents out there will say, I send my school kid to school to get him out of my hair. Let them be the babysitters, which is not the right mentality to take. I got to work. I got to do all my things. The second part is the teachers are treating the kids like, hey, pass or fail, these kids are going to move on anyways, because the schools themselves are saying, well, we've got a graduation rate of 98%. 98% of our students go on and become the best janitors and waiting tables in the history of our school, because they're just pushing them through. They just want that graduation, that completion rate. We have the highest completion rate. We have, this and that. Then you do like they've taken away, what is it, the ASCAP test, where they actually grade you. Is it 6th? I think it's 6th, 9th, and 11th grade. I could be wrong on that. Where they actually test you and your school gets that score. If you got a bunch of dum-dums in there, a bunch of potato heads, a bunch of water heads walking around there, your school's going to be horrible. You're not going to get the funding. So I think they've taken that away here recently. So maybe that's the answer. Maybe we put that back in. Maybe that was a good thing, even though teachers hated it. I know my father-in-law, he was a 6th grade teacher. He taught for many years, and he hated that ASCAP test. And, you got to learn how to say ABCs now before you leave my class type deal. But yeah, it was always a headache, but it was school. It was what was made. Now, what's driving teachers and everyone else crazy is why teenagers are shouting 41 in the school corridors now. They can pick up on TikTok trends on a turn of a dime, and they know exactly what it is and all the behind the scenes stuff and all that stuff, but they can't figure out, the ABCs and 2 + 2 and all that stuff. Where's the connection there between all that stuff? I'll tell you what, I have been watching little bit about me here. I've been watching these TikTok videos where they talk about how things are made and stuff, and you've seen them, how things are made on network TV and stuff. But I found a TikTok page where they sing you a song how things are made. And an elevator shaft goes up and down, and then this is the counterbalance that goes around, and then and it's teaching you like you're a child. You know what? I mean, I learned more about elevators and how train cars go together and how certain pieces of the how they put glass in the windows and all this other stuff. Not that it's a catchy song, but it's explained to me like it's a nursery rhyme. Anyway, so maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we just need to turn our school classes into big TikTok classes. But kids right now are jumping up and down in the hallways yelling 41, and no one knows why. Nothing will make you feel older than realizing there's yet another new trend of slang that you don't recognize. Listen, we've all just found out what skibbity toilet was. I still don't know what skibbity toilet is. I just know the word skibbity toilet just means skibbity. That's all it means. Well, this show's skibbity. If you have a younger sibling or work in the school system, chances are you're on the front lines of the latest phrases and you have to keep up to date with the latest trends. It seems that previous shoutings of 6-7 in the hallways was already a done thing. And Christ, we just talked about that a couple months ago. Now no one's talking about 6-7 anymore, but now they've moved on to something different, another numerical one. If you haven't been caught up with the previous numbers, apparently 6-7 means something like so-so or mid. It's a 6, it's a 7, that type deal. But now they're starting to shout 41 instead. Apparently, it also comes from a song lyric, according from the teacher on social media, creator Mr. Phillips Lindsay, who saved us all the job of trying to translate the latest trends, and he did it for us. So let's see. Does he have it? Let's find out what he has to say. Philip Lindsay. 6-7. Oh, he's a teacher and a stand-up comedian. I'm not giving him the time of day. He can buy airtime on it. So he goes on and says here, in the post, he explains the new meme that's trending on kids aren't saying quite yet, but they are starting to, is picking up. It's 47. Okay, it starts from a song by a rapper named Blizzy Boy, and he says that he is 41, and he is 41 of everything. The teacher explains that another social media creator posted has Hooperville took his lyric and ran with it and created a hand gesture for the company. Needless to say, this has not reached our TikTok For You page just yet. Lindsay explained, a lot of people are saying that this is a new 6-7 and there's going to be a trend everywhere more, even longer than before. Just what the teachers wanted to hear, right? The teacher says, as far as they know, it is meaningless beyond that, but it could just be that kids aren't telling him that. After all, it's more fun to wind your teacher up if they don't know. One TikToker commented hilariously suggesting, guys, 6-7 equals 41. No way. 6 times 7. Oh, God. 6 times 7 equals 41? No, it doesn't, dummy. Which suggests that they might want to stay in school just a little bit longer. Another one replied that the hand movement in the video, insisting that I'm a 6-7, so maybe it won't catch up quite like as much in this as the 21 meme. In short, it looks like there's an actual no secret explanation. It simply means anything. So I remember growing up as a kid, we used to say 12. Do you know what 12 is? I think they still use that today. 12 is a police. Man, are you 12? I'm 42. No, 12 meant cop car. It was slang, street slang for cop cars, because I ran those dangerous streets back in the day. Yes, I did. All right, when we come back, we're going to the moon. Why? I don't fucking know, but there's an article on it, 50 years in the making. So I'll disguise and discuss what all that is when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to DeaconLive. You want something for free? Well, we'll give you something for free, but what you got to do to get it is go over to ProfitRadio.com, PROPHET Radio.com. At the very top of the page says free swag, little drop-down menu there. Pick yourself something out, and we'll mail it out to you here in the United States. If you're overseas, tough shit. Sorry. Not to belittle our listeners overseas and stuff, but we can't mail them over there. My mommy won't let me. So anyone here in the United States, we'll ship it out to you. You got to put a physical address in there. It's not an email grab or anything like that. Well, it's just Profit Radio's way of saying thank you for listening to all the fine programming that comes out of the studio and for being part of the show. Now, congratulations, NASA. Remember those guys? They were big at one time, weren't they? Uh-huh. NASA has revealed that it's planning to send an Earth's first manned mission to the moon in 50 years, as soon as February. The U.S. Space Agency said it is committed to launching a 10-day trip no later than April, but is hoping to start it earlier. The United States has not flown a crewed lunar mission in 50 years, and NASA is now planning on sending up 4 astronauts who will be able to test the systems. The mission, named Artemis 2, will be the second launch of the Artemis program, which aims to establish a long-term presence on the moon. Lakeisha Hawkins, NASA's acting deputy associate administration, said, "We together have a front row seat to history." I don't know why she sounded like an old-timey sports guy or news guy. "The launch window could open as early as February 5th, but we want to emphasize the safety of our top priority." Charlie Blackwell Thompson, the Artemis launch director, said that the space launch system, which the rocket system is built to take the crew to the moon, is pretty much stacked and ready to go. Although the crew will not land on the moon, they will be the first people to travel beyond low Earth orbit since Apollo 17 in 1972. Okay, so I guess they're not landing on the moon, so why are we going? It says you're going to the moon. If you're not going to the moon, this is stupid. Hey, I'm going to the store. What store are you going to? Well, I'm not really going to the store. I'm going to drive by it and then come back. You guys want anything? Well, if you're not going to the store, why are you saying you're going for the store? Just say you're out for a drive. That's what NASA's doing. The 4 astronauts will be Commander Red Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, and mission specialist Christina Koch of NASA, and Jeremy Hansen of the Canadian Space Agency. The lead flight director of the Artemis 2, Jeff Radkin, says they're going at least 5,000 nautical miles past the moon, which is a much higher previously gone missions. All right, that sounds interesting. This means it will set a record for the farthest human travel beyond the far side of the moon. Oh, I see what's going on. This is what's going on. You ready for this? Here's my interpretation. Let me finish this article. Our Artemis 2 success will determine how NASA will be able to launch Artemis 3, which will hope to land on the moon itself. All right, so this is what they're doing. They're launching from NASA, right? It's going to take one big long loop around the planet, our planet, and then it's going to slingshot itself past our moon, and then I guess 5,000 nautical miles pass off the Earth's surface and then come back. You know what they're doing? They're slapping it in Katy Perry's face. They're slapping it in Jeff Bezos and his missile rocket. They're slapping it in Elon Musk's face that, hey, look, NASA, we can do it. We can go further than you. We can go further than you. No, you can't. Yes, we can. Yeah, prove it. All right, I'm going to. All right, I'm going to do it right now. 3, 2, 1. Fingers crossed. But that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to show that we still have it. Yes, we do. We have spirit. How about you? Type deal. Nanny, nanny, boo-boo. Stick your head in doo-doo. Or poop spray or whatever you want to do. That's what they're doing. Don't say you're trying to do this for something else. It's just it's a dick-waving penis thing. I'm sure it is. So there you go. They're going not to the moon. They're just driving by it, waving. Hello down there, moon people. But they'll be able to see the dark side of the moon. Ooh. See some monsters down there. Now, this gentleman right here, A TikTok challenge you didn't know you needed. I know, it's all about TikTok, but that's how kids learn today, right? That's how I learn. This TikTok challenge is called I Dress Like a Bum Because My Car Is Fit. Now, this is a visual, so if you're not over on YouTube right now, jump on over and search Deacon at prophetradio.com. Oh, shit, fuck, I fucked all that up. Go over to YouTube right now. Just search DeaconLive podcast over on YouTube, and you can see this in real time. So this right here, behind the scenes footage, shows a viral video almost ended in disaster. A Texas man narrowly escaped an automotive disaster shooting a video for the viral TikTok trend. The footage was caught by Claudius Smithers' security camera, shows him pulling out his Cadillac CT5 out of his garage, only to have it roll down the slope of his driveway. The content creator was participating in the TikTok trend, dressed like a bum because my car is fit challenge. Is that a challenge? Where people are dressed in casual attire, pull out a flashy car from, where people in casual attire pull a flashy car into frame. He manages to capture enough footage before things went completely wrong and posted a convincingly successful version later on the trend. Okay, fucking AI voice stuff. That sanitized version of the same event, filmed on his phone, garnered 4 million likes and nearly 40 million views. And so this is what happened. I guess his first try. Now this is it's a camera up in like the eaves of your house, right? It's just showing a driveway. I'm gonna switch over to camera 4 here so we can see it. And I know there's sound, so there's no music or anything. I'm just gonna kind of talk through it. So here he is. I'm assuming this is Claudius. Claudius is standing in front of the camera in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. He's got a wife beater on, a white one, some basketball shorts. He goes, I'm just like a bum because my car is my fit. He's got one flip-flop on and socks on both feet. I take that back. He's got house shoes on. Oh, no, he's got both on. Oh, I take that back. He's got one sock on one foot and house slippers on. And what he's doing is he's stuck his car in neutral and he's pulling on the spoiler to pull it out of the garage. Now, the car's going to come in the frame on the left-hand side. Remind you, this is a video up in the eaves of the house, so it's kind of pointing down on this. So he's rolling it out nice and slow. Oh, that's a clean car. That's clean. There it goes. Hold on. He's got black rims on it. It's that candy apple red. Man, that thing is nice. That thing is nice. Sunroof open.
Custom printing.
Fucking add to it.
Shipping.
So he gets it, and it's rolling out. Man, that is a nice car. Unfortunately, this is where it goes wrong. A little too fast. Slow it down. Stop it. He's sliding out in the middle of the street. Oh, it hit the bump, the edge of the driveway. Bump. Here he goes. Sliding out again. Sliding out. Nice and slow. Here it goes. Out in the street. Oh. Hit his ground effects. Now he's out in the middle of the road. Luckily, he is in a neighborhood. There's no traffic on his street. Then he gets back in the car. I guess he's got his keys in his pocket. Drives it back up. Man, that is a nice car. Oh, yeah, you can tell he's hit that thing before. He hits the front curb at an angle so you don't scratch his effects. That's a nice car, bud. Claudius, take care of your whip. Do kids say whip anymore? I don't know. That's so 4-1, right? Is it 4-1 or 41? I don't even know, right? Do you know? Well, what I know right now is if you've enjoyed the show, make sure you follow us over on Facebook. That's DeaconLive over on Facebook, all one word. Follow us on TikTok. That's Be Podcast Famous. And you too can be Podcast Famous. Go over to prophetradio.com. Your voice can be heard right alongside of us. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. Follow us over on YouTube. And if you'd like, you can email me at any time at deacon@prophetradio.com. I'll answer your emails. And if you want some swag and stuff, I'll send you something out as well. Put your return address in there and I'll mail it out to you. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying good night and good night.
Wait, come back!
is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Is it 4-1? 4-1? 4-1? 4-1? I don't know how that works. There'll be a knock on my door. Yo, man. You got to represent. All right. See you later. Bye.